Hello and welcome to the Motorcycle Gene channel. My name is Gene and today I want to talk about my experience riding the Indian Chief Vintage. Now it wasn't one of the bikes that was actually on my radar for ones that I was interested in. The two bikes that I was really interested in, and I still am, are the Indian Scout and the Honda Rebel 1100. Now the Indian Scout had always been my dream bike, and then when the Honda Rebel 1100 came out, I thought that one looked really great on paper and I was really interested in it. And then a few days ago I was running some errands. My Honda Pilot, the battery died in it, and I tried to charge it and it doesn't actually hold the charge anymore, so I need to go get a battery for it. And I have a perfectly good other vehicle over there, my wife's car, but I've decided that I am going to go switch the battery with my motorcycle, so that may be a good, maybe a bad idea, we'll see, but that's what I'm doing. Looks like that'll work okay. And I'm going to put some gloves I don't care about in here so I don't get battery stuff on my good gloves. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but it's so windy and there's so much sand and stuff all over, you can hear it flying and hitting the bike while I'm just sitting here. I need a battery for an 04 Honda Pilot. And while I was out, I decided to stop by the local Harley dealership and see what used bikes they had. And they had this 2017 Indian Chief Vintage, but it had really low miles on it. And it was more than a fair asking price. So I decided that I was going to test ride it. At first, I thought that it wasn't going to be that much fun because I always had the misconception that baggers were slow and boring, but then this one was anything but that. If you want, it'll take off like a stuck pig. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. It just rides great, it has cruise control, floorboards. I mean, it's a lot heavier than my Kawasaki Vulcan S, so you have to push a bit harder in the turns. But despite the fact that it's pretty much a land barge, it handles really well. Now, until I rode the Indian Chief Vintage, I had never actually ridden a bagger, and a bagger wasn't even one of my considerations. I always just thought that I either wanted a sport touring motorcycle or a cruiser. I didn't think of anything like a regular touring motorcycle. But once I tested that one, I thought it was absolutely awesome. I loved everything about it. I don't have any complaints about it at all. And if I had had the money, I would have just bought it right then. They made me a pretty good offer as far as financing it, but my wife says that it's probably not the best time to be buying another motorcycle, and as usual, she's probably correct. But if things works out while they still have it, I would definitely like to buy it. And if not, if I don't wind up getting that one, then a used Indian Chief or Indian Chief Vintage will be on my list for possible motorcycles to look for. I mean, I wouldn't buy a new Indian Chief. That would be quite a bit out of my price range. But a used one, that one I could do. So I think instead of putting all my attention on looking for a midweight cruiser, I should probably start looking for a bagger, because I think that my wife and I would be a lot more comfortable on a bagger, and of course she has to like the way they look too, and she thinks this is a good looking bike, and I think it's a gorgeous looking bike. And she didn't actually ride on it with me, but I've even sit on the back of it to make sure it was comfortable, and say I just love everything about it. And given the chance, I will buy it or buy one like it. So anyhow, if you made it this far into the video, I hope you enjoy it and not just a glutton for punishment. And if you did actually enjoy the video, I would appreciate it if you would click the like button. And if you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. And by subscribing, you will not miss any videos when I post new videos. And I post a lot of videos on gear reviews and pretty much all things motorcycles. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Tell you, this little bike sure does catch the wind.